Walk the ruins of Farina with Tom Harding, and every word seems to breathe life into this classic outback town of yesteryear.
It would have been for the people who are here, and I can show you photographs of the people who are here. They were a happy community. Now, it's so easy for you and I and others to say, oh, that must be a harsh, terrible, dry, dusty, remote, everything. But it was a way of life. It was their way of life. And to them, they responded and accepted the challenge and grew, just the same as we've got to do in our era. So it's easy to look and say that was a shocking life. No, they didn't have a shocking life. That was their life, and they thrived on it within the capabilities that the weather allowed and the resources and the economies of the time, the same as we do now.
Farina is 600 kilometres north of Adelaide, at the junction of the Birdsville, Strzelecki and Oodnadatta tracks. There's not much left of this boom town from the late 1800s and early 1900s, but it once boasted 2 pubs, a post office, a police station and a bakery.
Well, this is a 1900 series bakery. It looks like a modern pizza oven, actually. And the modern pizza oven, or the wood-fired oven that you hear about today, here's the firebox. The heat, of course, into the oven, right back in underneath there, the depth of it. Is the durability of it, you can see that it just lasted. Now we are refurbishing the firebox. The door that was stolen off it will be replaced.
For 2 weeks he's brought together 30 mates to start the restoration. First, an information stand and some key signage. But there is no doubt this is a long-term passion. The bakery isn't the only part of this town he wants to rise from the rubble and give the town the respect he believes it deserves.
Now what you see here is a bell tower on the Anglican church, and this was a galvanised iron building, and you can see the general shape of it as a layout of a hall type building. It was timber and gal, and that's another that I believe has got some potential to be restored to something of its original glory, and I'm sure we'd do it in second-hand iron so that it was original. But again, there's somebody out there that we just loved. They may even have a Church of England background that, as a builder or something like that. Say, well, that is something within my lifetime that I would like to do.
This was a thriving outback town, a railhead on the famous Ghan Railway to Alice Springs. It also serviced the drovers from Queensland, including Sydney Kidman.
It was a railhead here, a railhead meaning a point where the rail had grown to here on its way to Alice Springs, and they were building the next 50 miles, which was to Maree. And so this town, with all the stores coming in here for the rail line building ahead, all the cattle and goods from the stations being shipped back to Adelaide, became a vibrant town.
But for Tom and the pastoral owners of this land, Kevin and Ann Dawes, this is far from a ghost town. This is a town alive in history and character.
I love it. It grows on you. And just this work party which we've created here to preserve some of this. And the owner, Kevin and Ann Dawes, have a very strong passion also about their desire to preserve the history that's around them all the time. And it's just interesting, the group that I've got here, they've all been here just once or twice, but they were so eager to get back. And the spirit and the willingness and the attachment that they're gaining to Farina is wonderful. Potentially, you can then go to the next stage, and I look forward to when some restoration can be done, re-roofed and made livable, or made historically livable. Once you get the bug for the location, there's plenty of scope for it to grow. But that's our aim now, is so that people, when they come here in the future, Farina will be able to tell its story, and it is a historic township.